So the look I have for you guys today is a retro, all drugstore bridal look. A subscriber of mine on one of my very first videos asked me for a bridal look, and I'm not gonna lie, I was terrified. Your wedding is one of the days that you want to look the most beautiful, and everybody has a totally different wedding style. Some people want to be pretty in pink, other people want to be really dramatic, just the most full face of makeup they've ever had on in their life, and you know, still other people want to be natural. I mean, it's really kind of a scary, complicated thing. And so what I ended up doing is I asked the subscriber to send me some pictures of what they were looking for, and the one that I really connected with and I really loved was this retro kind of minimalist makeup. And I've also had some other subscribers talk to me about how I should do some more drugstore geared stuff for people who don't want to go to Ulta and buy expensive makeup. So I kind of combine the two, because if you're doing your own makeup, it's probably because you're on a budget, because if you ask me, that's just one too many things to worry about. I had my makeup done by a professional on my wedding day, because anytime I try to do my makeup and it matters, it fails. It fails horribly. So I had somebody do it and it turned out just so beautiful. So if you have the extra cash and you know, I suggest getting a makeup artist, but that's just me. But if you want to do it yourself and you're interested in a kind of retro but still wearable and still modern, neutral, how many words can I use to describe this look? Let's see. But if you like this look, stay tuned and I'll show you guys how to get it. Alright, so the first thing you're going to want to do is to use a primer if you have one. It's supposed to help make your foundation go on better. Some of them have SPF if you're having an outdoor wedding, and they can make your makeup last longer, all this good stuff. The two drugstore options that I personally have are Neutrogena Healthy Skin, and the other one I have, which I'm going to actually use, is my e.l.f. Mineral Infused Face Primer. You can buy e.l.f. at Target, or you can buy them online, and I've heard they're starting to come into Walmart, but I might be lying to you. e.l.f. normally ranges from $1 to $3, so even if you can't find it at the drugstore, placing an order online, you're gonna get a lot for your money. By the way, if you see my fingers are all like bruised and my nails are all busted, I had to like Hulk this nut off of a GC today because a wrench wouldn't fit on there. Hulk this nut off. That's probably a sentence I'm never gonna say in my life again. It was on there so tight, we couldn't get a wrench in there, and my fingers are just like bruised. And so forgive me, I'm gonna have to be a little dainty today because they are seriously hurting me right now. Another thing about primers is that a lot of times they can help kind of hide your pores because they give the foundation a smooth base. So something I forgot to mention is your moisturizer. This is especially important if you have dry skin, because then your foundation is going to look patchy. So make sure you put on your moisturizer, whatever you prefer. Alright, now that we are primed up, what I'm using is my Revlon Age Defy DNA Advantage. Mine is in 10 Bare Buff. And the reason I chose this foundation is it's actually kind of sparkly. Like when it's really sheared out, you can kind of, you don't really see it on the face, but if you're looking on your hand, you can kind of see it. And your wedding is a day that you want to be just like glowing, so I figure this will probably do a good job for that without being like I have sparkle on my face, which isn't cute. I'm doing my makeup in the viewfinder today, so I don't know how this is gonna go because this is my first time doing makeup not in the bathroom. Are you guys enjoying the little fireside chat we're having? Let me zoom you guys in so that when we start doing stuff you can see it better. Make sure it's on there good and make sure it's blended down good. You're gonna have hundreds of pictures taken of you. You don't want something like a mask. Next thing you're gonna want to do, for me, I'm gonna do my brows so that they can dry. If I can find my brow gel, here it is. So I'm gonna do my brows real quick. I'm just gonna start using this little mirror because The viewfinder is not a mirror. I'll get a better setup next time. I'm learning every day. So brow gel, again, for the little things like you don't want your brows sticking in weird directions in pictures. Again, I never think to fill in my brows because it's just something I don't do very regularly. If you have sparse brows, I recommend using a powder to fill in your bare spots because that's going to look the most natural. And always go a shade lighter than your brows versus a shade darker. A shade lighter is just going to blend in. A shade darker is going to make you look not flattering. I'm using my Neutrogena Skin Clearing Micro Clear for my pimples. But you can just use whatever you got. And like I said, I think I've said this in previous videos, I like to use this one because it's got salicylic acid in it. So I feel like it's going to do, if nothing else, it's gonna not clog my pores as bad. Alright, and then for under our eyes, I am using Pixi, which you can get at Target, and this is a salmon tone concealer, so this is going to be really good at combating under eye darkness. If you were nervous the night before and you couldn't sleep, or you've been stressed out because of all the planning and preparing and everything that goes into it. So just with your finger, dab it on under your eye, and this is going to really brighten and correct. And same with the other eye. And then the next step is I'm using number 7 Radiant Glow. This is something else I got at Target. And I'm going to use this to highlight my nose, my forehead, and under my eye. It's going to help with kind of your contouring and emphasizing the things you want to emphasize in pictures. Next, let's set everything with some powder, just to make sure everything stays in place, especially your concealer. So I'm just using some CoverGirl Simply Powder. If you're oily, make sure you get your best oil absorbing powder and work it into your T-zone really well. If you're really dry, pretty much only cover your concealer because you don't want to look kind of powdery. Let's just continue on with the face. This is L'Oreal Magic Lumi Light Infusing Primer, and I'm actually going to use this as my highlight. It's a pearl highlighter, if you can see it right there. It's just a pearlescent highlighter, and it's really going to give you a really beautiful glow. Some other drugstore options for highlighters: if you want a pink toned highlighter, you've got your Wet n Wild Fergie, and if you want a gold toned highlighter, this e.l.f. Blush and Glow is gonna be kind of your gold toned highlighter. So I just dab it along my cheek, and then I'll blend it out with a brush. So dab it. You can take it down your nose a little bit. I think this will look great under the eyebrows, and you definitely want to hit your Cupid's bow to make your lips look fuller. Pretty much anywhere you highlighted as well, so like your forehead, your chin. And now I'm just going to go in with this brush real quick and make sure it's all blended out. Oh, contouring. I really think this is important for your wedding, but contouring really shapes my face, so this is just a must-have for me. I've got this Revlon PhotoReady quad of bronzers, so you can pick whatever shades you want to pick. I'm going to pick 2 of the middle ones because this is a pretty serious bronzer. Oh, there's even a little mirror. I never noticed that. And if you think you have a big forehead, you can contour up here around the base of your forehead, and that'll make it appear smaller. I mean, do you just see how much more shape this side of my face has than this side? I love contouring. And also along your jawline to kind of chisel that out and hide any extra anything you got down there. What? No, you can't go outside. You've been outside all day. Yes. Alright, and the last face product is blush. This is a Milani blush, and it's in Rose de Oro. And what it is, I mean, it's like a red and gold blush. You have to use this real careful because if you use too much, like orange, but I think this will go really well with the lips. And this will, I mean, look at how much this is just glowing. I mean, this is really going to just give you a little extra something. Are you not camera shy today? But like I said, tap off, make sure, just be careful with this blush. And you want to go for your cheeks and then bring it back. And see what a nice glow that gives. And you want to blend this into your bronzer. Okay. This is so gorgeous. I mean, you could almost go without a highlighter. Day to day, like if you were wearing this not for your wedding, I certainly would not wear a highlighter with this. It just glows so much on its own. But for your wedding, I don't, other than like being bathed in glimmer and sparkles, I don't think you can be too glowy for your wedding. So I'm just using this to kind of blend it all together, the highlight, the bronzer. Now let's get on to our eyes. I'm going to zoom you in some more for eyes. I'm going to be using this Maybelline quad right here. It's called Designer Chocolates. And the last one I'm going to be using is Maybelline Night Sky, because it's the only drugstore black I have. So you don't have to use a sparkly black, it's just the only one I have. Don't necessarily take this as a Maybelline eyeshadow endorsement. They can be really hit or miss. So really just focus on the shades, not necessarily the brand. First thing we're gonna do is prime our eyelids, because the last thing you want is for your makeup to fade, especially if you're having like a long reception. It's gonna be hard enough to keep your makeup on by the end of the night. If it's hot, you don't want anything creasing on your oily lids. So two drugstore options I have. I have this e.l.f. eye primer and L'Oreal Decrease. So here are your two drugstore options. I'm going to be using L'Oreal Decrease, and you want to put that all over your eyelids from lash to brow and just blend it in. And this is just going to make your eyeshadows vibrant. It's going to keep them from creasing, and it's going to help them stay. It's just, a primer is just a good idea. I'm not sure face primers have ever done me any good, but I do know eyeshadow primers have done me good. So, first thing we're gonna do is take this sparkly nudie color and put that all over our lids. Same place we'll put the primer, from lash to brow. And this is just going to even out any discoloration, and it's just gonna give you a bit of a glow on your lids from that just hint of shimmer. Take a little bit of that white shade and go along our lights. You don't want this, you don't want white eyes. You just want just like a hint of it. And now we're going to take the dark brown shade and lightly put that in our crease. This isn't heavy at all. You just want some definition behind your eye. Is take that white shade again and highlight under our brow bone. And that's all you have to do for eyeshadow. Really simple. What this look is more about is liner and lashes. So I am using L'Oreal Carbon Black Liner Intense Felt Tip Liquid Liner because it's easy for me to work with. It's got a little tip like this. and it doesn't make a super black, super glossy finish. So if that's what you're looking for, don't grab this. I'm grabbing it because I know it's easy to work with, and if it'll give me kind of a light black, and I can go over it more intense if I need to. So this I'm not going to be able to do on camera. I'm going to have to get up in my mirror, so sorry about that, guys. Right. So this is just with one coat of liner, and what we've done is we've made a medium thick line, and then we've done just the tiniest little wing to give your eye some shape. If you don't do that wing, your eyes look just so round. And so I prefer at least a little bit of a wing, and now I'm gonna try and get the other eye to look at least somewhat the same. Alright, liner's done. And basically the shape you're going for is you want thin on your inner corner and then thicker as you go out. And now for the bottom lash line, I'm going to use a nude liner. This is L'Oreal Double Extend Eye Illuminator eyeliner, and we're just going to line our inner rims. The photo I'm working off of, she used black eyeliner, but I think this is going to really open up your eyes, and a lot of people want their eyes to look big in pictures. So, and then what I want to do is take a little bit of black eyeshadow and smudge it just on the very outer corner. And you're not... No, I lied. I went in about halfway. Next is mascara and false eyelashes. And I feel like if there's one day to wear false eyelashes, your wedding is that day. It just really ups your look a whole new level. And it really pulls everything together, and I just can't say enough about how big of a difference lashes can make. So I'm going to go ahead and put mascara on my top and bottom lashes and let that dry. You don't need a lot, and it doesn't have to be any fancy whatever because you're covering it up with fake eyelashes. The important thing is to make your fake eyelashes and your real eyelashes the same color. Do you like that little song my dryer sings to me when it's done? I now have dry clothes. Alright, I'm going to let those dry for a few seconds. And while those are drying, I'm going to start prepping my eyelashes. So what I have here, because I can't buy eyelashes, is a very natural pair of lashes. They look like this. And I have used them before, which is why they're a little grody. But like I said, I can't buy new ones, so this is all I have to work with right now. This is where you get to do what you want to do. You can pick half lashes that'll just flare on the outside and give you just a little hint. You can get a full band like this, but these are pretty wispy. They're pretty thin. They look fairly natural. Or you could just go all out. Thicker they are, the more they will look like fake lashes. For instance, these are some lashes I used on Halloween. I don't necessarily recommend anything like this because it is just blatantly, I mean blatantly obvious you have fake eyelashes. And you want something that enhances your beauty, not necessarily that stands out by itself, kind of. So you want some lash glue. Some eyelashes come with lash glue. That's what this is. This is just a lash glue that came with some eyelashes I bought. And what I learned, and I believe this is from Chloe Morello, is I put it on the back of my hand like this. You can put it on any sort of container, whatever. And what you want to do is take your eyelashes and run them through the glue like that. And then you want to let them dry for probably 30 seconds. And something that I learned, don't be afraid of the glue. I was trying to put my lashes on with not enough glue and I was having such a hard time. And then finally I really slathered it on there and it was a lot easier for me. So this may be something you want to experiment with before the actual day of pictures. In fact, this is something you definitely want to experiment with. Do your makeup and take pictures of it in the type of lighting that you're going to be in. Things like SPF, if your foundation or your primer has SPF, it's going to give you a flashback and you want to know that stuff ahead of time. So You just take your tweezers on your eyelashes, you let them dry for 30-40 seconds, place them in the center of your eyelid. I like to secure the outside corner and then the inside corner, because if you don't have any lashes on the inside, that's okay, but if you have your lashes too far in and they're not on the outside, it just looks really weird. Alright, you want to set them down in the middle, as close to your lashes as you can get. You want to take the outer corner and stick it on your outer corner, inner corner to your inner corner, and there you go. And then you want to take and press it to get it as close to your lash line as possible, and then let it dry. So I'm going to go do the other eye, and then we'll come back once everything's all dry. And the last step you want to do for your eyes is you want to touch up your eyeliner in case the glue moved any of it, or in case you can see kind of your lash blend or any of the dried glue. Just take your eyeliner and go over that. And here are your eyes done. And last but not least is our lips. So let me zoom you back out. Alright, for me, for a retro look, I definitely wanted to go with something red, a little bit orangey red. Do you see her? Ridiculous. Anyway, so I chose Revlon Just Bitten Kissable Balm Stain in, what color is this? Adore. Just like you're gonna adore your husband. So this is what it looks like, and what I like about this is it's one stop. It's stained, it's glossy, and you've got your color. And anyway, this is my retro, all drugstore bridal look. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you find it helpful. And if you have a big day coming up, congratulations. Enjoy every second of it and don't stress. It's not worth it. Okay? Bye, guys.